Oh, it's working. Hey everybody, it's Miss Aldridge. Woo! Coming at you live from my kitchen. Got a little bit of coffee going. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. First and foremost, I wanted to tell you that I'm in contact, close contact, not physical contact. 6 feet, people, 6 feet. I'm on a couple of text message threads with other teachers, and we are seriously missing you guys. We cannot wait to see you, and hopefully it's soon. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about was journaling. I was going nuts. I don't know how many times you can vacuum your carpet and things that don't ever need to be vacuumed, but I've done that, and I'm done doing that. So yeah, I was going nuts. I decided to start journaling, and I don't know about you guys, but for me, my husband's been away for 2 weeks, longer than that actually, and I've been at home with my 1-year-old by myself, and I was going nuts. My 6-year-old's been at school, so up until last week, and literally I'm speaking 3-word sentences, 1-word sentences. No, get off the table, don't throw your food, don't do that. I mean, I'm dying to talk to somebody that's an adult, and I know if I'm dying to talk to someone my own age, I know you guys are too. So the journaling kind of started to help me get all my feelings out. I decided to go back. I happen to have a journal I had bought already, and don't have a nice journal. Use a notebook, use notebook paper, you can staple it together, it does not matter. Just, it's really helpful to get your thoughts on paper and to put it in words that you would use to tell your own friends. And it makes you feel kind of a little bit normal again. So this is my journal, and like I said, I already had this. It already had some stuff written in it, and I ripped it out because I wanted this to be all Corona. It's just kind of what my journal looks like, all Corona. Clearly I missed both quarantine, but I started with day 1, I wrote the date, and since I was going back for 2 weeks, I had to kind of think about what happened that day. It makes me feel a lot better. So I don't feel like I'm just talking in 1-word sentences. So if you're not journaling and you've thought about it, you should totally start it. 50 years, you might be sharing this with your grandkids. So you got to sit at home and watch movies? Yeah, but it wasn't as fun as you would have thought. Now you can have an account of that. Okay, people, let me take a sip of coffee. So sad, it's my last little sip. This project I found I thought it was going to be kind of easy, and it turned out to be really hard for me personally. Below you're going to find a link. There's going to be a link somewhere to these actual worksheets. If you don't have a printer, and don't worry, stay tuned, I'm going to tell you what to do in the case that you don't have a printer. There's a plan in place for that. This is called Shape Art. The idea is that you get this sheet of paper that has one shape all over it, and then each of these is its own little art project, okay? So the link I'm providing has circle art, square art, and triangle art. To pick one, and if I were to rank them from easiest to hardest, it would actually go in this order: circle, a square, and then the hardest one to me would be triangle. And so I want you to pick the one you want to do the most, okay? But the circle art was, even for me, it was a challenge after about 4 or 5 circles. The concept behind shape art is that each shape on the paper is like its own art project. And you want to think of things that involve that shape already. So for example, the circle art, I want to think of things that are already circular in nature. Maybe my very first circle might be a donut. So a donut is round, for example. So I might turn this particular circle into a donut. I might add sprinkles or icing or whatever. Maybe this one is a globe of the world, and I color it and shade it in just like that, because a globe is round. And maybe this one, I'm thinking like I was just putting up Christmas, don't ask, you don't want to know. And I found a snow globe, a Christmas snow globe. So maybe this right here is a snow globe, and inside I would draw like whatever is in that snow globe in the water and the snow. So that's what you would do. And the same would go for square and triangle. Okay, so you don't just want to make up a picture, you want to put a picture there that's already that shape. I want you to pick one sheet and work with that, and maybe do like 1 to 3 a day. And if like while you're doing other stuff, an idea pops in your head, maybe you come in and go ahead and draw that. Don't aim to do this whole shape sheet. Don't try and do it in one sitting, because that's not going to provide you with the best and most creative ideas. And you might have days where you're thinking, I've got nothing, so skip it and come back to it the next day. Or maybe you might have days where you do your 1 or 2, and then later on during the day you think of this awesome idea. We'll come back to it and add it in. And keep going until you're totally done. What I would love for you to do is to send me a screenshot or a picture of your shape sheet so I can totally steal all of your amazing ideas that I know you guys are going to come up with. Getting your artwork via email is the highlight of my day. choldridge@lisd.org. And if you have no clue how to spell my name, you can go onto the Hudson Pep School website, and I think if you click staff and you scroll down, my email address is there, and you can like touch it and then it'll bring up an email. Seriously, your artwork sent to me is the highlight of my day. It just makes me feel normal, actually. If you don't have a printer at home, don't panic and think you can't do this. You can make your own. I found if I went into my kitchen, or actually my medicine cabinet, I was able to come up with some great alternatives of things that I could trace. So you can trace them on white paper, or if you don't have white copy paper, you can do it on notebook paper. So it's no worries if you don't have a printer. I'm not looking for this exact sheet, okay? A bottle of ibuprofen, just some medicine, and you gotta ask your parents' permission to do this, but the lid for this is just almost exactly the same size. And so you could do 20 of these on a piece of paper, and it's perfect. Lids to a sport bottle, like a sport drink rather, like this is a Powerade lid. These are I think they're the exact same size. So just whatever you have, just trace that and it works out perfect. And for the square and the triangle, just do your best, you know, I don't know. Do that, and then like I said, do a few a day and then send it to me. And if your creative juices are flowing and get done a little bit early, send me what you got and start on a new one if you want. If you don't have colors, crayons, markers, whatever, don't paint it, do it in black and white. Do it with pencil. And believe you me, I understand what black and white's about. So really can't wait to see these, because I know you are going to come up with some of the best ideas. So y'all are way more creative than I could ever dream of being. And I hope that you find this kind of a challenge. I got about 4 or 5 pictures in it. I don't know what else to do. And I really had to rack my brain, and that's the point. Like into your brain. I look forward to seeing these, and I look forward to seeing you guys. Talk to y'all later. Bye.